We all have goals: eat healthier, wake up earlier, focus better. But turning those goals into lasting habits, that's the hard part. The truth is, willpower alone won't get you there. You need a system backed by science. In this video, we'll dive into how habits are actually formed in the brain, and how you can use that knowledge to make new habits stick for good. From trigger cues to reward loops, we'll show you how small changes lead to big results over time. If you've ever struggled to stay consistent, this is the blueprint you've been missing. Today, we will talk about the science of habit formation, making new habits stick. So before we get started, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. Why habits matter? Habits are mental shortcuts forged over time. They free our minds from deciding everything from morning routines to work behavior. When habits serve us, they allow focus, energy, and willpower to flow toward big goals. When they fail us, they lead to frustration and stagnation. By tapping into the underlying science, we can program habits that not only take hold, but sustain themselves until they feel automatic. The habit loop. Cue, routine, reward. Every habit follows a loop. First is the cue, the trigger that signals the brain to start a routine. Then comes the routine, the action itself. Finally, there's the reward, what your brain wants as the payoff. Understanding this loop is crucial. If a habit isn't sticking, one of these three parts is likely missing or weak. Strong cues help starters, specific routines build repetition, and consistent rewards wire the brain to crave the pattern. Skip any part, and the habit won't hold. How the brain automates habits. Habit formation happens deep in the brain, in a structure called the basal ganglia. Once a habit forms, the brain treats it like autopilot. You do it without thinking, which conserves mental energy. This is why habits launch fastest when repeated in the same context or routine. Context becomes the catch. The brain learns that when this is present, perform that. Leverage that principle to rewire behavior more deliberately. Why most habits fail. New habits often die because they try to skip steps. Cues are vague, routines are too hard, or rewards feel weak. For example, resolving to get fit without setting a precise trigger, manageable action, or enjoyable outcome sets you up for failure. Most people blame themselves when that happens. But habits aren't about willpower. They're about design. Better design means better results. Step 1. Make the cue irresistible. Your cue should stand out and make the next action obvious. If your goal is daily writing, place your notebook and pen in sight when you wake up. Use technology to set reminders at precise times. Or tie habits to an existing routine. After shower, meditate for 2 minutes. A strong cue removes questions and reduces friction. Step 2. Keep the routine tiny. When routines are too big, they feel like impossible chores. Instead, start smaller than feels useful. Want to run 5 miles? Begin with 1 minute of jogging. Want to read more? Read 1 paragraph. By scaling down, you commit to doing the action, not achieving the goal. Small steps build confidence and momentum, and over time they compound into real progress. Step 3. Choose a reward. If your habit is journaling, a reward could be reflecting on one good thing from your day. If it's exercise, the reward could be a hot shower or a small post-workout treat. The key is experiencing the benefit right after the habit. That links the routine to pleasure. Over time, your brain starts craving that feeling and reinforces the loop. Step 4. Stack habits for power. Once one habit is stable, layer on a second. After you brush your teeth, floss 1 tooth. After you do that, write your daily to-do list. The first habit becomes a cue for the next. This strategy creates chains of behavior that flow naturally through your day without draining your will. Step 5. Track and measure progress. Habits thrive on visibility. Track them in a journal or a simple calendar. A streak of check marks becomes motivating. Seeing consistent progress, even small, reinforces your effort and helps you stay on course. If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up. Learn why and get back on track tomorrow. Tracking isn't about perfection, it's about consistency. Step 6. Adjust when needed. If a habit stalls, look at its elements. Does the cue fail to trigger? Is the routine too big? Is the reward weak? Modify slightly, not abandon. For example, move workout time to when energy is higher. Replace a reward that feels boring with one that motivates. Habits aren't rigid. They evolve with your life. The role of environment. Your environment shapes habits powerfully. When you want healthier eating, store fruit on the counter and hide snacks. When you want to practice music, keep your instrument in sight and your sheet music out. The more subtle and frictionless the habit, the faster it takes hold. Design your surroundings to align with the habits you want to build. Using identity to strengthen habits. Habits stick when they reflect who you believe you are. Instead of focusing on outcomes, I want to run faster, focus on identity. I am a runner. Each time you act on that identity, you reinforce your belief. Over time, this self-image aligns with your behavior. Habits based on identity prove stronger and longer lasting. How long it takes to form habits. Research shows habit formation varies widely, from 2 weeks to 8 months, depending on the person, behavior, and context. Don't be discouraged if your habit takes time. Habits don't have deadlines. They build quietly through repetition. What matters is the daily pattern, not how fast it solidifies. Troubleshooting common challenges. Life interruptions and waning motivation can break habits. To recover, remind yourself of the cue, make the routine small again, and renew your reward. If you miss several days, restart the loop with clarity and ease. Habits aren't fragile, they just need gentle nurturing. Real-life story of habit success. For example, someone wanted to read more but never had time. They began reading 1 page each night before bed. Within weeks, it became automatic. Months later, that habit grew into books per month. They credited this to starting tiny, stacking on reading lists, and tracking each night. That story shows small habits can change your life over time. The compound effect of small habits. Tiny habits feel meaningless alone, but over time, they compound. Reading 1 page daily becomes 365 pages a year. 10 seconds of flossing daily becomes healthier gums. 5 minutes of planning saves hours of confusion. These habits add up until the change becomes undeniable. How to stop bad habits. The same principles apply in reverse. To break a habit, remove the cue or make the routine hard. Hide your phone before bed so scrolling isn't obvious. Replace it with reading. Delay the reward. Without trigger or reward, the habit fizzles. Replace rather than resist. Fill the gap you remove. Staying consistent over time. Consistency over months and years separates success from failure. To stay steady, review your goals monthly. Reflect on your log. Adjust cues, routines, and rewards if needed. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. Before you go, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.